The romantic life of Hugh Grant has been as much a public spectacle as his most beloved films, full of high-profile relationships, dramatic turns, and unexpected twists. From his long-term partnership to how he became a father to 5 children, we take a look at the relationship history of one of Hollywood's most enduring actors. Elizabeth Hurley and Hugh Grant had a long-term and highly publicized relationship that lasted for about 13 years, from 1987 to 2000. They met while working together on the 1987 film Remando al Viento, Rowing with the Wind, and quickly formed a close bond. During their time together, they lived modestly while both were beginning their acting careers. Their relationship reached a peak of public attention when Hugh Grant rose to international fame with 4 weddings and a funeral in 1994. Elizabeth Hurley also gained global recognition, notably when she wore the iconic black Versace safety pin dress to the premiere of that film. The relationship endured several trials, including a major scandal in 1995 when Hugh Grant was arrested for lewd conduct with a sex worker, a controversy that deeply affected both. Despite this, they initially attempted to work through it. Ultimately, they split in 2000, but remained close friends. Hugh Grant has described their relationship transitioning from romantic to a strong friendship, calling Hurley his best friend and the first person he calls in a crisis. Elizabeth Hurley has spoken with affection about their time together and also about the ups and downs they experienced. Anna Chancellor and Hugh Grant are best known for their on-screen roles as ex-lovers Henrietta and Charles in the 1994 romantic comedy 4 Weddings and a Funeral. There is no public record or credible information indicating that they ever had a real-life romantic relationship or dating history together. Their connection appears strictly professional and limited to their acclaimed performance in the film. In 1995, Hugh Grant was arrested in Los Angeles for lewd conduct with sex worker Divine Brown, creating one of the biggest Hollywood scandals of the decade. He pleaded no contest, paid a fine, received probation, and attended an AIDS education program. Grant later called the incident a moment of insanity, and it remains one of the most notorious celebrity scandals. Caroline Stanbury reportedly dated Hugh Grant quietly from late 2000 to early 2001. Their relationship was low profile and lasted for a few months. At the time, Hugh Grant was already a well-known actor, and Caroline Stanbury was a rising British socialite and public relations professional. Sandra Bullock and Hugh Grant share an interesting and somewhat awkward relationship history tied to their work together. They first met around 1997, years before they co-starred in the 2002 romantic comedy 2 Weeks' Notice. Hugh Grant had long admired Bullock and was eager to work with her. However, during their initial meeting, described as a Hollywood relationship meeting to discuss potential projects, Grant told Bullock a story he himself later called disgusting. This story reportedly so revolted Bullock that she left the meeting and avoided contact with him for about 3 years. Despite this rocky start, they eventually reunited professionally and developed a successful on-screen chemistry in 2 Weeks' Notice. The film was a hit, grossing nearly $200 million worldwide, and their chemistry was widely praised. There were rumors of a brief romance during their time filming 2 Weeks' Notice, fueled by their palpable on-screen flirtation and off-screen friendship, but neither confirmed a serious relationship beyond professional and friendly terms. Martine McCutcheon and Hugh Grant famously starred together in the 2003 romantic comedy Love Actually, where their characters Natalie and the Prime Minister shared a memorable on-screen romance. While their chemistry sparked rumors, Martine has clarified that they never dated in real life. Instead, they developed a strong friendship that has lasted for many years. Hugh Grant and Rosario Nadal were in a relationship from 2003 to 2004. Rosario Nadal, a Spanish art director, consultant, and former model, who is also a member of the Bulgarian royal family through her marriage to Kirill, Prince of Preslav, from whom she separated in 2009, had a romantic connection with Hugh Grant during that period. Their relationship was relatively brief and reportedly low profile. Hugh Grant and Jemima Khan were in a high-profile relationship from 2004 to 2007 and were even engaged. Khan, the daughter of billionaire Sir James Goldsmith and ex-wife of cricketer Imran Khan, ended the relationship amid concerns it wasn't stable enough for marriage, with speculation that Grant's closeness to Elizabeth Hurley contributed to tensions. Despite the breakup, the two remained on friendly terms, and Grant continued to defend Khan publicly. Hugh Grant and Drew Barrymore share a long-standing friendship and an unforgettable working relationship. In 2007, they starred together in the romantic comedy Music and Words, where their on-screen mutual understanding was especially noticeable. Their friendship began even before the film was released, when Drew Barrymore sent Hugh Grant a letter of support during the Divine Brown scandal in 1995. This thoughtful gesture brought them together for many years. A funny moment in their friendship occurred when, years after they met, Drew Barrymore accidentally kissed Hugh Grant and held him for about 10 minutes in a restaurant while both were intoxicated. Grant described this moment as strange, but admitted that he was not unhappy with it. Despite the intensity of this meeting, they had never had a romantic relationship. Hugh Grant reportedly had a brief romantic involvement with Catherine Fulmer in 2009. Catherine Fulmer is an American fashion designer and socialite, and Hugh Grant was seen flirting with her in New York during that year. Their relationship was low profile and relatively short-lived, with limited public details available. Hugh Grant and Elisa Schmidt had a brief rumored relationship around 2011. Elisa Schmidt, a German burlesque singer and protege of music industry figures, met Hugh Grant through her manager, Guy Chambers, who is Robbie Williams' former songwriting partner. While they were seen dining together and spending time in Berlin, both have described their connection as a strong friendship rather than a romantic relationship. Hugh Grant and Tinglan Hong had a brief romantic relationship in 2011. Hong, who was working as a receptionist at a Chinese restaurant in London at the time, entered into a short-lived romance with the actor that would ultimately lead to parenthood. In September 2011, Hong gave birth to their daughter, Tabitha Xiaoxi, whose middle name means "happy surprise" in Chinese. The following year, in December 2012, Grant and Hong welcomed their second child together, a son named Felix Chang Hong. Although their relationship was described by Grant's publicist as a fleeting affair, the two maintained friendly terms while co-parenting their children. Grant was not always present at major moments, including Tabitha's birth, partly due to his concerns over media intrusion. The situation became more complicated when news broke that Grant was also expecting a child with Swedish TV producer Anna Eberstein around the same time, which contributed to the end of his involvement with Hong. Despite the brevity of their romance, Tinglan Hong remains a significant part of Hugh Grant's life as the mother of 2 of his 5 children. Hugh Grant and Anna Elizabeth Eberstein have been together since around 2011. Anna, a Swedish television producer and businesswoman. Their relationship, in contrast to Grant's earlier high-profile romances, has been relatively private and grounded. The couple reportedly began dating in 2011, during a period when Grant was also linked to Tinglan Hong. Despite this complicated start, Grant and Eberstein went on to build a committed partnership. Today, Grant and Eberstein share 3 children: John Mungo, 2012, a daughter, 2015, and another child, 2018, and have been together for more than a decade. On May 25, 2018, they married in an intimate ceremony at the Chelsea Register office in London. Grant has since spoken fondly of his marriage, describing it as a nice, cozy thing to do. Though true to his humor, he has also joked that marriage is nonsense. Anna and Hugh's relationship dynamic is often highlighted in interviews, with Hugh playfully describing Anna as the man in the house. She reportedly enjoys gangster and violent films, while Hugh himself prefers romantic comedies. Despite their differences, they share a strong bond and mutual support. Their relationship reflects a more settled, family-oriented phase in Hugh Grant's life, marking a departure from his earlier public romances. While Hugh Grant's romantic life has been a constant source of public fascination, it is his later-in-life journey into marriage and fatherhood that provides the most compelling chapter. Having finally settled down, his story reminds us that even for the most famous of bachelors, the greatest roles are often those found off-screen, surrounded by family.